Okay, so before I start making videos and vlogs, taking people to the thrift stores, showing you what I'm getting, the hauls, all that good stuff, I want to create a video about where the business is so far, where what progress I've made, some milestones I've hit, the lifestyle that I'm trying to create because of reselling, the income from reselling, and ultimately my creative goals, the purpose behind this whole project that I'm doing, the reason I'm vlogging this, the reason you're watching this. So yeah, first off, I want to talk about a few milestones that I hit since I've been reselling. One of them, it shouldn't be a milestone because it needs to happen, but for me it was pretty important, is I filed my taxes this year. I thought it was going to be really complicated, really hard to do for business because you got to like sort of take everything into account, but it really wasn't that hard if you just save your receipts and you mark down what you're doing like throughout the month, stuff you're buying, the expenses you have, and then the profits you make. And inside of the apps that I'm selling in, it tells you how much you've made throughout the year. So it's really not too complicated if you have those numbers. Another milestone I have is it sort of happened maybe a few years ago, not too sure, but I raised money for the business that I was doing. I shared my goals, my vision with my family, some close friends. I even shared it like on Facebook, like Messenger and stuff, just because I was trying to break an internal wall I had of like, no, you shouldn't do it, people are gonna judge you. But I did it anyways, so if you got any weird Facebook message saying, like asking for money and help, that's why. I think it was more of an internal thing, no hard feelings. My family helped me raise the money. But yeah, anyways, kind of weird. But I raised the money and it helped me buy all the equipment I have. So the box light I'm using that you can't see, that's helping me with this vlog that I use to take photography, the mannequins that I bought, the backdrop, some printers that I use to create the labels, help me with stuff I'm working on. Like all the thank you cards, little things I add to the packages like stickers and iron-on patches and all types of stuff. So I tried to raise the money for the business whenever I wasn't doing so good financially, whenever I wasn't even employed, and some family helped me out, and it was a big help. So if you are the family that helped me out, thank you. I really appreciate it. There's people still helping me out in different ways, but that was another milestone, was raising money and getting all the equipment I needed to do what I'm doing. Another milestone I have is I have like about 300 to 400 listings across platforms, so on Poshmark, Depop, and eBay, depending on the markets inside each one of those platforms. But yeah, I'm not selling that many right now, but I have that many listed, and whenever you get your numbers up to that, you start getting daily sales, and that's where I'm at right now, having a few like every week at least, and then on good weeks it's like every day you get a few. It's posted across multiple apps and websites. Another small little milestone, little check mark on the goals. The other thing I wanted to talk about was where I'm at currently as far as my lifestyle is around the business. So the goal ultimately is to have $5,000 a month from reselling, and I think that's going to take me putting myself like full-time into the business. And so there's another small little lifestyle milestone goal that I hit, and I'm currently working only 3 days at my part-time job, which for me was a lifestyle goal because I know that I need more time to be invested in this if I want to make the amount that I want to make. And plus, I was getting to the point reselling to where I was making how much I made there, so it was sort of hard for me to start making more reselling and still consider that job as something I wanted to do, because I realized the value of my time could have been put somewhere else. So I put more time into this, then I would actually be making more money than I was making there. So yeah, that's another little lifestyle goal that I hit and accomplished. But right now, like I said, my goal is $5,000 a month. Right now I'm making around like low end like 100, 150 to 3, 4, 500 on the higher ends. The 500 is kind of rare, but I'm making that a week reselling. So 3 days a week at my part-time job is paying for all my bills, all the basics. I don't need to live with too much like extra in my life, because what I really want to do is this, and so all of my time and my money is just going into this. That I make from this is going back into this, because this is actually what I want to do. So there's really no point of doing all this extra stuff, for me at least. So yeah, my part-time job is paying for all my bills, and then this is supplying itself, and this, the money's building up and growing into, I think, how much I want it to grow into. So yeah, that's where my lifestyle is built around the business, and where I am right now when it comes to lifestyle and financial stuff with the business. But so the next thing I want to talk about is the future of the business, and that's where I am now, and then ultimately, hopefully, where I can take it in 5-10 years. But this is like the ultimate goal. I've already explained all of the ins and outs of where I am now with the business, and now it's just where the business is planning on going. So right now I'm making money just to fuel the creative stuff I want to do, little side projects, but I want to build it up to $5,000 a month. So most of my time is actually going into reselling instead of creating. I want to create. That's where my heart is. So right now I'm just making the money that I need to make, and then also learning about the clothing market as I'm reselling, the ins and outs of it, maybe grabbing pieces that I like, the materials and things. Now I'm making money by reselling and learning about the clothing market. And hopefully the next step number 2, is going to be me just creating custom pieces out of things I find at the thrift stores. So customizing denim jackets, tie-dyeing things, all types of stuff. Just experimenting is, I think, what the second thing I'll start doing is, and that's not too far-fetched from where I'm right now, because I'm at the thrift stores anyways. But the third thing I want to do is start to make clothing lines, and so maybe release some like on Facebook, just 5, 6, 7, up to 10 pieces maybe at a time. But that's gonna take me dealing with manufacturers and supply chain and stuff like that. And so that'll be the third step, just starting to make clothing lines, custom pieces in that way, maybe digitally, more so than with my hands. And the fourth step, that's the final step, that's gonna be hopefully in 5-10 years, hopefully 2, I doubt it, but 5 to 10 years. And that's gonna be establishing a clothing brand, that I would like to compete on like the major market where clothing brands are, hopefully to compete with those. And hopefully by these steps of me learning each process, making stuff by hand, learning the markets personally from reselling, creating clothing brands by working with manufacturers, maybe people in Asia and stuff where they make clothes and I could get textiles and all that good stuff. Hopefully by doing that over the next 5 to 10 years, I'll have the knowledge and maybe the people around me to where I can make the clothing brand that I hope to make. So yeah, that's this video just explains where I am so far, some different milestones. Thank you to the people that have helped me so far, and where I want to take it. So yeah, this is the business so far.